जब कास्ट और इस तरह के लफ्ज सुनती हैं आप नूरैन, तो आप कैसे सोचती हैं? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
Actually, I grew up in a Bangalore which didn't care about caste, community, religion. We grew up as one. We truly embraced the concept of unity with diversity. And when I speak to millennial parents in my school, as well as the school that we've adopted in Whitefield, when I speak to Gen Z, like all of you, everybody's concerned about the future of the country. They recognize that this could be India's century. And given that we are the country, the most population in the world, they recognize this could be humanity's century. But they do believe we need to shed this caste, community, religion, and we need to be one. I spoke to some students yesterday to ask them what their biggest concerns were. And the concerns that they raised were actually very different. What they raised was corruption. Every one of them had faced it, be it getting a driver's license, be it that they were deprived of a seat in the coveted college of their choice because somebody bribed and got an OBC certificate, because their parents were not allowed to build something in their house or in their commercial establishment because somebody demanded a bribe. They're concerned about divisiveness. They say political parties across the spectrum are kind of pushing this north-south divide. They're pushing south versus south in terms of water wars. They don't like that. This generation is very different. They recognize that they can't get ahead if the country as a whole is not getting ahead. And I certainly hope that we're going to change the dialogue in conversations across the country to really ensure Vikas, what's the saying now? Sabka Saath?
सबका विकास,
Sabka Vikas.
सबका
I
प्रयास.
certainly hope that that's going to be the dialogue. And I will add and say, I really don't care which political party comes to power, but what I want as a Bangalorean
जी.
is elected representatives who are going to speak for the city of Bangalore. And given that we're literally down on our knees right now, despite contributing, I think we're the second largest income taxpayers in the country, Mohan?
Close to third.
Third
Delhi is
now.
a little bit ahead.
Delhi is a little bit ahead.
Right.
You know, aspiration and creation of jobs and confidence has been something entrepreneurs have had for many generations. What is it so different about this generation vis-a-vis, let us say, Mr. Pai or, or when you started off or wanting to start something else? I mean, were you all not equally confident? I mean, when we say this is aspirational India, weren't you also aspirational India at that time?
We were, but I think we lacked the confidence. Today, no matter where in the world you go as an Indian, you can go with your held up high. When I first went out as a student, people would ask me questions like, how do you speak such good English? Do you have tigers where you live? Do you have snakes? Those were the kind of questions I was asked as a young student. That story changed thanks to Bangalore. That story changed to say, hey, do you work in IT? Do you come from Silicon Valley of India? And I think when we grew up, there was a lot more scarcity. Today, there's opportunities aplenty. We are in an ecosystem which is basically very entrepreneurial. The resources available, there's expertise available. So this is a very young, confident India, which is very confident of its standing globally. It's also an India which wants to take people forward rather than, to keep focusing on the past. We're really looking forward to make the next 2-3 decades very much India's decades.